Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Hey Sister. Hey sister, how you doing?
Hey, sister. I am doing good, doing well. Excited to talk to our guest tonight.
Yes, we are so very excited. So, if you're out there watching, please like, follow, share this broadcast session that we are currently on. Tonight's episode of Hey Sister is one that's very special to us because, as you know, we have started to feature some of our super fans. And so we're so excited tonight to have one of our super fans, Mr. Cameron Bilbrew. Hey, Cam.
Hey sisters, how y'all doing?
We are doing well. We are so excited to have you. Hey, Miss Lena's watching. Yes, I had to wrap my head tonight because this is my tribute to Wakanda. You see, I got my big earrings on that I actually bought in Harlem. So here's the thing, guys. We're coming to you a little earlier than we normally do. But tonight, ABC has decided to re-air or to air, I think, for the first time. It's the premiere on network television, Black Panther, without commercial interruption. And so we were like, you know what? We all want to be a part of that experience. And so we say, we're going to come a little early tonight so we can participate in that. And so that's what we're here for. So, I, let's just, can we just get into some of these hot topics?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's get into some of these hot topics for tonight. One of the things that we were talking about, and this is so powerful, is the power of the tongue. So, sister, tell the folks about why, because Friday we heard about, I think it was Thursday or Friday, about Chadwick Boseman's transition. Then Cliff oh gosh, I'm losing his last name. Cliff Robinson, basketball player who played in the era where we were coming up, 53, also passed away. It was like boom, boom, this whole year has been like blows, and not to mention all of the Black men who being murdered at the hands of police, as well as Black women, because we still don't talk about Breonna Taylor enough.
Right.
It's like 2020. Folks have been ragging on 2020, but you read something and you said, you know what? We're going to talk about the power of the tongue tonight. That's one of our hot topics. Talk about it.
Yeah, so first want to shout out Miss Katrina Lee Jones. She's also one of our fans. I don't know if she's going to be on tonight, but well, I found myself doing the same thing, right? Since I posted, like, I'm done with 2020 for real. And I definitely believe life and death lies in the power of the tongue. But in that moment on Friday, I was sitting talking to a friend. She was showing me pictures. Her father just got married. Her father's 82 and he got married. And I thought, just the beauty of the idea that he felt like, as he's getting older, the woman that he's been with, he wants to make sure that she's good, taken care of if something should happen to him, all of that. So my friend is in her 60s and she's like, her father's 82, just got married again. And she was showing me the pictures and at the top of the her alerts, that's when I learned about Chadwick Boseman. And I was like, okay, I'm done. 2020, put a fork in it, I'm done. And then I saw on Saturday, yesterday, I saw Katrina's post. And basically what she was saying is like, we are all saddened by the fact that Chadwick Boseman has made his transition. But, trying to rush out of 2020, we have months left in 2020, and we need to speak life into the rest of our year. We need to speak positivity in the rest of our year. We need to be collectively praying for each other, for our country, for the men and women who, like you said, have been unfortunately killed by the police unjustly, what have you. And so it just got me thinking today. I was like, somebody died in 2020, but somebody also was born in 2020, and it could have been a baby that somebody was trying to have for a very long time. And they finally had that baby in 2020. Somebody got a divorce in 2020, but somebody got married in 2020. And they did it in spite. They may not have had the ceremony that they wanted to have, but they still had a ceremony. One of my friends had a relative who transitioned due to COVID recently, and he and his family traveled for many miles back to his home state of Mississippi, and he was able to see that family member who he hadn't seen in a very long time. I had the opportunity to go home for 2 weeks. I am traveling to come and see you all, and things like that, where we can complain about not being able to go to an office, or we can think about the fact that in the midst of all of this, we've been able to sit down and have time with our family members. I mean, I think you and I, for example, we've had these, you've had a lot of virtual calls through your company, but we also have family virtual calls, and seeing relatives that we had not seen in years, who we may or may not have seen had we been in a physical environment. So just thank you, Katrina, for the reminder that the year is not over yet.
Yeah.
Have opportunities to see. I mean, again, somebody lost a business, but somebody started a business that they had been trying to start for years and years and years. So I'm sorry, I'm talking too long. Go ahead.
No, you're not talking too long. I think that it is definitely a powerful reminder. And I know Cam has a story about this, but we're going to get to that in 1 minute, because I think that, just his story and his life is also going to be a testament about the power of the tongue as well. So I'm so excited to talk to you about all this good stuff. But I want to say a little bit, one of these hot topics on the social media is about, Chadwick Boseman, the man versus the Black Panther, right? And, we have to, there's been this conversation about, should the character Black Panther be retired or what have you, right? And in the spirit of the movie, in the spirit of the tradition, like African tradition, even if you watch Lion King, right? Another king comes to the helm. Although he has transitioned physically, as you saw in the movie, when he went back into the spirit world to visit his father T'Chaka and all the other Black Panthers before him, and we have to be conscious and aware that this human being who played this role was a human being who was playing a role. And he played so many powerful roles. And we thank him for his bravery, his courage, and his artistry, because it left such an indelible mark. But that also was a character. That was not his physical being. So, I'm grateful for his spirit. I'm grateful for his artistry and all that it has meant in so many roles. But in this role, it's like the Black Panther does live on, people. So I don't know what you think about that, sister.
I agree. I think what the lesson that we should take from Chadwick Boseman, the man, that in his 43 years, in a very similar sense to what Kobe Bryant transitioned in his 41, 42, however many years it was, is that they were able to accomplish things that many of us have never been able to accomplish. They were able to vibrate at the highest level of their vibration. Were, divine. Divinity lived through them. So I think the challenge is for the rest of us, right, to vibrate at that high level and get to that same place. So yes, the Black Panther shall continue on. And look, there's many characters, comic book characters who have been, re like Batman. There's been 12,000 people who play Batman.
Yeah.
So there's other people who can step into that role. But I think the lesson about Chadwick Boseman, the man, is that we should all learn to live our lives at the highest level at the very highest levels of ourselves. I don't know if Cam, you have any thoughts about that you want to jump in on?
No thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, good. Well, then let us introduce you. So, Cameron Bill Brew is a young man from Louisiana. Christina has known him his whole life, really. She's good friends with his mother. And we wanted to have Cam on because, as you know, this was our teen takeover weekend. And Cam has been one of our super fans from the beginning. He just has loved Hey Sister, and we love him back for loving Hey Sister. But Cameron is a recent high school graduate. He does many great things in his community, and we're going to talk about it. He has been participating with us, helping his mom out as we've been on this 30-day vegan challenge experience, and we're going to talk about that. But Cam also has learning differences, and we wanted him to be here, as a role model, as well as for kids, as well as their parents, about that power of the tongue, about what we speak and speaking life into our children and what it can look like. And so, Cam, welcome to Hey Sister.
Welcome.
So, tell us a little bit about who you are and about what some of your learning differences are.
My name is Cameron Ahmad Bill Brew. I'm from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Go Southern, and LSU. And I have a learning disability. I've been I've been going with that my whole life, and I've been bullied because of that. But I'm used to it, and guess dive into it. If somebody try to bully me, I don't. Now I don't let it hit me. So I just keep going on the next day, live one day at a day.
I love that. Living one day at a time. So tell us about this year for you, because this was your senior year in high school. You graduated earlier this year. So congratulations to you on your college graduation. But I'm sure it was tough when you all had to leave school and go back and do it virtual. Tell us about that experience.
To me, it was not actually tough
Hmm.
because it was like I'm a senior and mostly some senior leave school early. They have about three or two class a day and go to work or do just stay at home. So it was basically for me was it was actually fun seeing my friends and teachers on like how they would look on the camera, but the learning stuff, I'll say that some of the stuff they had us do was too hard to do, knowing that we have the right equipment and stuff for it.
Hmm.
And for graduation, I'll say that I'm lucky that my principal chose me to attend this graduation for the leadership Louisiana Leadership Institution uh, graduation when they pick couple seniors to have a graduation. And I've been to another graduation, and it's all they still there's this Instagram page that celebrates seniors and seniors that about to graduate. It's called Insta Graduate, and every every month on 28th they do like a Zoom meeting and have like mini concert and talk about the next steps.
Hmm. Awesome. So then we your mom was kind of telling us the story in the background about the power of the tongue. And so you serve on the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. So what your mom said was that you always would see, you saw yourself standing next to the mayor, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Uh, I was in the Mayor Youth Advisory Council board. That program is a bunch of youth like me, young teenagers, young adults, plan out events and plans what we could do to help our community and what we could teach the youth to keep our city and Baton Rouge from not being in danger or anybody to get hurt. So after I done that, it was time for me to do the internship. So I worked at the internship at the mayor's office, and I kept telling myself, I've, I kept going home like every day, telling my mother that this is my job. Like I really want to work here like a everyday job. So after the internship was over, they told me that you could still come help out and volunteer. I still volunteer every day at the mayor's office. And now I'm gonna be working at the mayor's office now. I'm an employee now. And and one day I told my mother that one day the mayor's gonna call me up with her to stand right by her. So I missed that opportunity. I was out of town. She did call my mother one day to tell her to ask me to stand with her when she was going to announce that she running for mayor again. Yeah, I thought that was the power of the tongue.
Absolutely. Well, you that just makes us smile from ear to ear. And we have some folks out here saying, yes, Cam, speak it, Cam. I'm learning from you. Some more, yes, some more. That's amazing. So it looks like you have some fans out here too,
Yes.
because a lot of adults could not do what you did and see it, believe it, and go out there and get it. And I love how you said at that internship, you were like, this is my job. I want this job. And now it's your job. That's fantastic.
And I think Cam is being a little modest, but he had two graduations. So his school had its graduation, but like he said, he was selected amongst students throughout the city, but not many. It was a pretty small gathering of students from across the city, and he was one of those students that were selected. And they had a nice ceremony, and the football coach, I can't remember who it was, Ed Ogeron is his name. Um, he spoke there, and you know, Cam is an amazing guy, and so I just wanted to add that part, that it wasn't just like his principal chose him, but this was like, of all the 2020 graduates across the city of Baton Rouge, he was one of those few that were chosen to have this special ceremony.
That is so phenomenal. We're so very, very proud of you for that. Now, one of the other things we said we wanted to talk about tonight is voting. So you told us that you have already registered to vote, right?
Yes.
All
When
right.
when I first wanted to vote, I asked my mother, uh, because we see alternate on me and my brothers and sister birthday. So the year I turned 18, that was my year to have a big old birthday party. I told her I wanted to have like a registration party, like we could go have my friends come register and vote. But it was too late for me to do that because my birthday is like in October. So we went go vote at this. I went go register at this event down at a park, and in my first time voting, everybody greet me and said they said first time voter, and everybody was clapping and stuff. It was actually amazing, to be honest, to go inside the little cubicle thing and just see who's all on the list and like risk. Republican, Democrats, and everything else who is in that party. That amazed me.
Well, it's amazing that you wanted to have a voting party. I mean,
A
a voting
voter registration party. How about that?
awesome. Some of these adults, get your friends together and get a voter registration party.
I love it. Because in what's so powerful about what you just shared, so we were talking about it, it's a little bit of a hot topic this week. Earlier this week, the NBA players, led by the Milwaukee Bucks team, they boycotted for a few days of play, and they went through some negotiation with the teams. And there's some things that are going to happen, and like the arenas are going to be opened up for places for people to vote, as well as some of the things that they're going to commit to for community work around these social justice issues. But only 20%, it was revealed in that meeting. And Chris Paul is the president of the players, their association, their collective bargaining association, the CPA, whatever it's called. But here's it, only 20% of the NBA players are registered to vote. So for us to have Cam, who a young man who also has expressed, he has his own learning differences. He has had his own things he's had to overcome in his life. And you have these people who seemingly have everything together, and they don't understand the power of it. And for you to recognize the power of it, that's a testament to who you are as a human being. And I'm super proud of you for that. So I know we have an election coming up. I know you'll be voting. You don't have to say who you're voting for, but I am so proud of you for doing that and even wanting to do that. That is so awesome.
Yes, indeed.
So very awesome. All right. So the last thing we're going to talk about, and then we're going to turn it over to you for you to ask us some questions, is our 30-day vegan challenge. So we've been doing this 30-day vegan challenge, and actually since August is 31 days. It'll be 31 days of a vegan challenge. We got one more day. But you decided to join your mom in the vegan challenge with us. Why did you decide to do that?
See me, I like try new stuff and exotic foods and stuff. And the stuff my mother was cooking is like something that my friends wouldn't eat, like jackfruit. Uh, like jackfruit sounds exotic to me, so it's like good. She made jackfruit tacos, jackfruit pizza, and she made lots of vegan food. And I told her that I've been. I told her that I'm gonna do the 30 days in October. I was just helping her do it, and the challenge is actually fun. To be honest, you got different people that you can look up to for a life coach as to start your vegan challenge, like Tabitha Brown. She's a good person that you can really look up to. Like she goes to stores and tell you what products to buy and what are the knockoff and what's really good for you and how you could cook it. She do it by step, and that's a person y'all could look at for.
Yes, we love Tabitha Brown. We definitely love Tabitha.
Well, I hope all of you who are watching, we hope you are watching Tabitha Brown. We hope y'all share this and tag this part of the video for Miss Tabitha Brown and let her know that Mr. Cameron Bilbrook is watching her. He said that she's the only thing he's watching on YouTube right now, and that he sees her as a role model. And so we definitely want her to know that. That is fantastic. Well, I don't know, sister.
I want to say something real quick. I love that you said you like to try exotic foods because, as a teenager, there's so few teenagers who simply say they are even willing to try something. So I love that you heard jackfruit and you were like, that's exotic. I want to try that. They got some adults out here who diets are trash. and they have never even eaten a jackfruit or haven't heard of it. But not even just eating jackfruit or something like that. They won't they're not even willing to try it. I love that you were willing to try. And you also said something, y'all had a little bit of a hurricane party, and y'all had
Yeah.
part of your vegan challenge. Tell us about that.
My mother had fixed some beefless tips. They was good. Some cauliflower rice, some crabless crab cakes. Now that was good. Vegan hot dogs, and we tried vegan ice cream that was dairy free.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That, well, you know what? You also have a mama who knows how to cook, so that's also a good thing. She probably makes everything delicious.
Yes, that's for sure. That is for sure. Well, that is awesome. We are so proud of you for that. So now we're gonna turn it over. Let me see. I want to switch this around a little bit and actually do like this. And now you have the big screen on you, so you can ask us some questions because you said you had some questions for us tonight, right?
Yes. Okay, my first question is okay. Let me go to my notes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is for like all the parents. Okay. So, do y'all think your kids will go to school in person in January 21? Or how you feel about that? Do you still want to do online or want them going back?
So I'm going to take that question, and any other parents out there, if you want to join us in the conversation in the comments, please add your feedback as well. I would say that right now my kids are virtual, although our schools have opened up here in Florida. Um, our school system went back on August 21st. And there have been, within the first 5 days, of course, there have been positive cases that occurred by community spread of the coronavirus. So I don't believe that I want my kids to go back, especially because this is my son's senior year. So, like, you graduated in May, he's supposed to graduate in May 2021. Well, he will graduate in May 2021. It just depends on what that graduation is going to look like, right? And I'm not sure. I believe if we don't take public health seriously, and if we don't really take these issues seriously, which I still see not being taken as seriously as they should, we might be in this longer. So we'll just have to take it one day at a time, like you said, right? You take it one day at a time, every day. And so we're just taking it one day at a time, each and every day, and trying to make the best decisions we can based on the information that we have and based on good health practices.
Yeah, and I would say I'm not a parent, but just to segue back to or harken back to what we were just talking about in terms of voting, I think that's why voting is going to be so important, particularly in the upcoming election in November, because whoever is ultimately the president of the United States, they will have a large role to play in how we address this pandemic between November and January. And so even though technically, even if a new person is elected, technically that the current administration has until January of 2021. And so a lot of things can happen. But I think, but past January, it really is going to depend a lot on who is elected and how they choose to address the pandemic and any changes that they would make in order to ensure that students do have an opportunity to safely return. I think one of the things my sister has talked about quite a bit is not having a coordinated national response. And that's something that really can be impacted by, who we vote for.
Absolutely. And so we have some feedback here. Somebody said that was a great question. Um, our school has a virtual or in-person options. My kids will likely remain virtual until at least January, but I have to make a determination as we get closer.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else says they're going to stay virtual for 2021, but he's 2 going on 3 and wants to go to school so bad. So they have a little bitty one. I would love for my son to see his friends and participate in the growth of a social life. Virtual learning will continue for us. I have to protect his health. Another one, hey Cam, great question. Jason, Jordan, and Ava are all back in school. It's week 2 for them, and they have their pray in hand, so they're continuing to pray. No children, but as a citizen and needing to do my part, I prefer the most optimal outcome for the greater good. So those are some of the answers from other people who are watching us tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your next question for us?
So do y'all feel comfortable working like in person or still at home? Like for me, I like in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll take it first. I can go first.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So I have been working from home since March because at my company, my particular office, there was a case really early on, even before the rest of the country sort of really was on lockdown. We had a case very early on. So we've been working virtually since March. I got to tell you, I kind of like working virtually. And the reasons that I alluded to earlier when we were talking about 2020, it's been a challenging year, but at the same time, I've had the opportunity to, go home for 2 weeks and my mother come here for 2 weeks, and I still can get the same work done that I was getting done before. But to be able to have the opportunity to spend time with my family that I wouldn't have been able to spend time before. Now, yes, that, I had to fly and there are concerns about flying and things like that. But it's been good for me because you also, it's been mostly good. Now, granted, to a certain degree, you realize just how much time you spend in your job at a workplace, like not being productive. You start to recognize just how much time is wasted, if you will. But then on the flip side of that, I guess the downside is that people try to make up for that when you're in a virtual environment. And so then you find yourself really overloaded. But at the balance of it all, I have enjoyed working virtually. So.
Mm-hmm. And so for me, Cam, for most of my job, I do work virtually already because I do executive coaching and life coaching. But part of the job that has kind of hurt my business, because I have my own business, is where I had some speaking engagements or some in-person training scheduled early on, and they got canceled. So I think now that we've been in it long enough, people are kind of picking back up to do some of those things. There's some things I miss. And someone says it here about kind of doing networking events. And, it's different when you actually can talk to people face to face than always just through the computer. And so I like that. But for safety reasons, when I think about my overall health, I just have to be really, really careful because I have some underlying conditions that if I did get infected, my recovery probably would be a lot harder than some other people. And I know Christina said up front, she has a friend who has a family member who passed away from COVID just a couple weeks ago. I have a good friend. We have a good friend from Louisiana who had someone they love pass away this week as well. And she was only 55, but she had asthma. So she had an underlying condition that when she got the COVID, she just could not beat it, And And so we just have to be super, super careful. Um, but we have some comments here. Someone said they transferred to work from home right before COVID. So it came right on time and that they prefer working remotely. Someone says working from home has given me more family time for morning walks, bike rides between meetings, and cooking at home. And small things, being able to start dinner and laundry in between meetings has given me more work-life balance. And then someone else says, yes, and why I'm in a bubble. Yes, about that. People, we just, when you have some underlying health issues, you just have to be really, really extra careful. Um, so someone says, I definitely miss the social interaction with coworkers, but I'm great working from home virtually. Working in the medical field and in a county here in Texas with so many positive COVID-19 cases, it exposed me and many others to the virus. I like so many, tested positive, but was asymptomatic. And many people can be positive and not know. I feel better working from home.
Wow.
And that's so very powerful. Thank y'all for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then she also says, I'm more productive working from home too. Like you said, you don't have those other distractions, right? Where people just stop by your desk to talk and then they end up talking for an hour and you're like, okay, I got work still to do here.
Exactly.
All right. I know you had some more questions for us. What's the next question?
The next question was, how did y'all start off with Hey Sisters?
So, sister, do you want me to start off that one or do you want to start off?
You can start now. If I'll fill in the blank if there's something that we missed.
So we've been talking about this for a long time because we always get on the phone and talk, and we talk for hours, and we have these very robust conversations and debates. And whenever people would come to my house, and some people who are watching tonight, they know if they've ever been to my house for a Labor Day gathering or something of that sort, we always have these controversial conversations and topics. And so, and then people are always asking our opinions about things too. And so we have been talking about starting this. And then one day we were in Arizona for Christina's birthday. Your mom was there. And I never had a problem going live on Facebook. So what I did was I said, we're going to start this show today. And I just recorded us going live, talking about going into the fourth decade because it was with her big birthday bash. And I just recorded us. And then I was like, okay, so now we can't talk about it anymore. We have to commit to doing it. So we started doing it. And at first we started doing it like every other week. And then this year, we still were on every other week pattern. And then COVID happened. And then we're like, we need to commit, and like just start coming every week. And we've been coming every week. So we started out just doing Facebook Live. And then I found the platform Be Live, and we were streaming on Be Live. And we did that for a long time. And then it was like, found another platform to use, StreamYard. So we started using that. And that's, we've just been growing, ever since. So we got some more growth we have to do. We got to get our website done. We have some other things that we have to get done. But we've been building a little at a time, and we hope everybody out there is enjoying it and participating.
We are.
Well, thank you. We're glad. And so, but why don't you tell us, why did you start watching Hey Sister?
When I started Hey Sister, like when there was this one episode I was talking about politics because I'm into politics and stuff. I was like, I went to my mother. I was like, did you know that Miss Christina and this lady is on Facebook Live talking about politics? She was like, yeah, that's their channel. I was like, oh, okay. This is like they go on like once a week and they talk about good stuff. And I started watching y'all ever since, and listen to how y'all discussing and seeing what y'all do with the community and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So did you know that Miss Christina is my sister?
Now I know.
Yeah. So she's my baby sister because I know you're the big brother of the house, right? Yeah. So she's my baby sister.
So how y'all got the name Hey Sister?
Well, we got the name Hey Sister because every time we call each other on the phone, we would be like, "Hey sister, how you doing?" And that's kind of how we started this. That's how we decided to name the show because that's how we always greet each other. I know you want to add to that, sister.
No, I mean, you hit everything on the head. The only thing that I would add is, so again, back to the whole power of the tongue and looking at the glass, I guess, half full as opposed to half empty. We have been doing Hey Sister on a bi-weekly basis. And, we were kind of scrambling a little bit, putting it together, maybe not being as committed and devoted to it. We love doing it, but we also were so busy doing so many other things. And so with COVID coming around, it was like, hey, we have no excuse. We have it. Everybody's in front of their phones or on their computers or Zoom calls or whatever anyway. So now we have no excuse but to do this on a more regular basis. And so, and sometimes when you do these kind of things, particularly on social media, you don't know whether doing more of it is beneficial or doing a little bit less. So on the one hand, you want to make sure you're out there in front of people so that they can hear from you, but then you don't want to burn them out. So it's about finding that balance. And I think, again, in the midst of COVID, this has been good for us because we've been able to, solidify our fan base, if you will. We have good people like you who watch us on a regular basis, and we appreciate it. And then, a lot of people share later on. And so we're able to grow the audience that way. So kudos to you, Cam, for coming on board early on and being one of our best fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we want to say to everybody out there, share this with other people. If you like this content, if you like these compelling conversations, help us grow, especially on YouTube. We need those YouTube subscribers to go up so we can have a vanity URL. All of those little things make a difference. But you engaging with our content is really helping us grow. Because even yesterday, we had someone who said they were tuning in from Africa. We were like, whoa, where did that person come in from, right? So we know that what we're doing is working. But like we said, we're just still doing what you said earlier, Cam. We're doing one step at a time, one day at a time. And so Bonita, you said it's the first time hearing about this. Thanks, Cam, for sharing. So you must have shared it with somebody, and this is their first time learning about Hey Sister. And now she can go back and watch some of those good shows we did, right?
And Bonita is actually a good Southernite, so I'm just gonna shout that out because my sister wants to shout out Xavier Rights every chance she gets. So I'm gonna shout out the Southernites as well.
That's my godmother.
That's your godmother. Well, hey, godmother. Well, Cam, how many Xavier Wrights have been as guests on the show?
Folks at Xavier University.
The folks that went to Xavier.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, I'm just teasing y'all because I know y'all Southernites. I know you a Southernite too because you in Baton Rouge, Cam. So, but it's all right. Xavier Rights, we've been holding down. I'm ready. Come on, Southernites, come through. I'm ready for y'all.
The Southernites have been part of the audience.
Yes, they have. And they've been guests as well. So Cam, what other questions you have for us? Because I wanted to ask you another follow-up question.
Like, what are some keys or guidelines y'all can give me? Because I do want to start like a talk show like what y'all doing.
Oh, fabulous. So, I would say the first thing is if you want to start it, just start it. You know how you've written down your notes and you've kind of prepared. If you have some ideas about things you want to talk about or messages that you want to share for the world, you write those notes out for yourself and plan them out, and then just start doing it. And if you do one day a week or 2 days a week, however you want to do it. Some people share stuff every day, but they're not on as long. Like we do a full 60-minute format, so we're on for an hour. Um, but some people might share like 5 minutes every day because they'll talk about one thing a day. So you have to think about how do you want to deliver your message, and if you want to bring other people on like guests, start off with who are your friends. You might go to the mayor and say, "Hey, Madam Mayor, I would love to talk to you. I want to start my whole show and my own little show to reach young people like myself." And just start having a conversation. Now you can go live or you can record it and then share it later. So you don't always have to go live. You can record it and then you can edit it and then you can post it. So it just depends on how you want to do it.
I got my Facebook page. Another one is I'm starting my show. It's called I Chat with Cam.
Okay.
I
Very
just got
good.
the name and the platform set up. I ain't start recording. I'm just taking it steps. Just seeing how y'all do it might help me out.
Okay. Well, if you want us to be your first guest, we will be your first guest on I Chat with Cam. And it's again, so if you want to do one day a week, 2 days a week, or if you want to go live every day for a short period of time, you want to get people into a routine. So once we decided on Sunday, we kind of have landed on the time that's good for both of us, because she's obviously in several states away and I'm over here in Florida. So we needed to land on a time that could work for both of us. So once you land on a time and you start going consistently, because that's the other thing, you got to be consistent. Once you start going consistently, people are going to be looking for you because they'll know what time you're coming on and they'll be looking at their device waiting for you to come on. And someone already put in their hashtag I chat with Cam. See?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get that hashtag going.
And I would say that well, a lot of the people that are in this particular in our comments here, Cam, these are people you can start with. You know, your TT Kelsha, your T Rolanda, your godmother Benita. All of these are ladies that are doing phenomenal things. Of course, your mom is doing all kind of awesome stuff. You know, you don't know Miss Tita yet, but we can definitely put you in touch with Miss Tita. But all of the people who are here, they are doing some phenomenal things. And so I think that you already have a number of folks who can be guests on I Chat with Cam. The other thing that I wanted to say very quickly, though, about that is, Cam, you already have sort of a leg up on us in that you are more, social media, and it comes a little bit more naturally to you than it does to some of us who are a little bit older, more seasoned. Because one of the things that I didn't know about, like I told you, I saw when you had talked to another guest on Instagram. One of the things that I didn't know about before was about when people go live on Instagram, how you can request them, and if they pick you, and then you have that conversation. And just because you're Cam, right, and you do phenomenal things, you have had the opportunity to do that. You have gone on to IG and made requests, and people have selected you, and you've talked to people that were doing some amazing stuff. So you already, like I said, have a skill set in terms of being more socially savvy than maybe even we do. But I think my sister hit the nail on the head. If you want to start it, just start it. That's the biggest piece. The other elements, branding and things like that, you'll get that. You can build up to that part. But the main thing is when you want to do something, just starting it, not just leaving it to be something you talk about and not ever actually doing anything about it. So I think you're already well on your way.
Yep. And so I'm going to sum it up in the comments here. I said, just start, be consistent, tap into your network. So those people who already know and love you, and then grow step by step. And if you do those things, you got a whole bunch of fans who are going to be watching I Chat with Cam. We're ready for it. Anybody out there ready for our chat? I mean, Miss T-Tot has given you three different hashtags here. We saw our chat, Cam chats, chats with Cam. Like she's been all kind of thing. And so it says ready, shoot, aim. So just go ahead and do it. And then sounds like you have two great mentors who can teach you, Cam. And so we'll be here to help you step by step, every step of the way.
Absolutely. And last but not least, I would like to say, because I need you all to see this impeccable. The light is a little off, but Cam has, when we came on and he had this coral on, I was already like, Cam is doing it with this coral. Y'all not gonna sleep on that coral shirt button down that he has on. And one thing that I've always loved too, because his mom and I are really good friends. Kim has impeccable fashions, like an impeccable sense of fashion. And so for his last two proms, his mom, she'll say, Cam said he want to do, I'm not putting you on the spot, Cam, but she said you wanted to do a wooden bow tie.
I did. That was my first prom.
And she thought that was crazy. And then she sent us the pictures and you slayed with that wooden bow tie. So I want everybody to know, like, when you do get I Chat with Cam up, we know that you're going to bring us some great fashion.
You're going to bring us look, you got another name here. I like this. It's a twist on your name. Look at this. Camera time.
Then my second prom, it was a glass bow tie.
Yeah, a glass bow tie. Right. See? Everybody can't do that, Cam. can't live that life. That's what I'm trying to say. So we know you are going to do some fascinating things when you do get I Chat with Cam up and running.
All right. Any other questions for us? No. So we are going to get ready to wrap up, but are you going to be watching Black Panther tonight?
Yes.
So tell us, what is your favorite part of the movie Black Panther?
When he said Wakanda forever.
All right. Yes. Wakanda forever. All right. I love it. So Cam, we are so happy to have you. This has just been a thrill for my spirit. My sister, we've been talking about this for a while and getting you on the show. So for you to come with us tonight, and this was our teen takeover weekend. So we had Saturday night. Unfortunately, one of our young men for Saturday night wasn't able to be with us. But we had one on last night playing the music. And then tonight we were blessed to have you. And to our audience, I just want to say, we have some phenomenal young Black men to support out here. And I hopefully Devin last night and Cam tonight have shown you that we have a lot on the line in the remainder of 2020. So we can't give up on 2020 just yet, because we have these phenomenal young Black men who need us to stay in the fight and keep things going.
I want to piggyback on what you're saying. Hey Sister is not just a girls talk show. They also have like Man's Week and other type of discussion with mans and stuff. That's one thing I watch.
Yes, we absolutely, because we are for sisters, by sisters, and about sisters and misters. And so we want to thank you for being one of our misters tonight and sharing your light with our audience.
Yes.
Sister, what you want to say, and as we get ready to wrap up?
As we get ready to wrap up, Cam, I just want to thank you so much for being here. I listen, this week has been a very, very tough week in so many different aspects of life. And to be here talking to you, I have literally smiled more in the last 50 plus minutes than I've smiled in a long time. And it's because of, my sister said it right, your light. You have an incredible light, and and I know how much you do in terms of helping your mom with your siblings. And, it was obviously recognized by the mayor of Baton Rouge, because she not only put you on her youth council, but she has now extended you an opportunity to work more closely with her. So you are a beautiful, wonderful spirit. And I just got to thank you so much for bringing that beautiful light into Hey Sister tonight.
Yes. And so we got some comments here. Say he's awesome. I'm glad he joined Hey Sister. Great show, Cam. Thanks for sharing. We got some hand praises and some hearts for you. Yay, Cam, do your thing. Yes to our young Black men. We got a lot of hearts. Everybody's sharing their hearts. So lots of love out there. And also a yes, me too. I was drained earlier and feel so energized now. And so that energy is largely because of you, young man, and what you were able to bring to us and to our audience, and to share that, if you set your mind to something, if you speak it, you can achieve it. If you believe it, if you see it and believe it, you can get there, even though you missed that phone call from the mayor.
He was out of town.
Yeah, he was out of town, but that's all right. But you absolutely get there. And so how do we follow? So I don't think he set up his page yet. Have you set up your page yet? Because someone's already asking, how do they follow you, Cam?
They follow me.
Yeah.
On the Facebook, you can follow my Facebook as Normac Bilbrew. It's just Cameron backward.
Okay.
Then Instagram is Normac Photos.
Okay, hold on. Let me write it right. See, that's how your brain shifts up and you can't do it right. Normac Bilbrew.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is thank y'all. Somebody typed it in. Normac Bilbrew. And then it's Normac Bilbrew. What was the other one on Instagram?
Normac Photos.
Okay. IG photos. All right.
And then when everything is set up for iChat with Cam, we will definitely share that information as well.
For sure. And we'll have to have you back on, or as a matter of fact, you'll have us on iChat with Cam, and we'll come and talk to you then. How about that?
Good.
All right, fantastic. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into Hey Sister tonight. We are honored and we are humbled by your presence and your engagement tonight with our super fan and super guest, Mr. Cameron Bilbrew. We're so very excited for him and the future that is in store. And that was one thing I wanted to ask. I didn't get to ask. Tell people about what's next for you, Cam, because you started school in January, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us where you're going next.
I am going to be RCC for education because I want to be a teacher for special needs.
All right. So that is, and for those of you out there who don't know, BRCC is Baton Rouge Community College. And so let's give him a huge round of applause. We're so proud of you for continuing your education. And then, you know, that's so very powerful that you want to help other young people. So everybody, we're going to sign off for tonight for Hey Sister, and y'all all go watch Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Uh-oh.